Here we go.
I just started a watch party in the group or something.
Hmm?
I just started a watch party. Turn that down. Your phone. Yeah, turn your phone down. Your noise on your phone.
Let me just turn it off.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'm solo today, y'all. Just me today.
Psych.
Well, look who showed up.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing tonight? Here we are again on another edition of...
Candid Conversations.
Candid Conversations with your host, Val Jefferson.
And wait, Howard.
So how you gonna say my name, Lo? I gave you a real nice introduction. Like I said, Val Jefferson.
And Wade Howard.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
Corny.
Yeah.
Corny on top of corny. But how's everybody doing tonight? Sorry we're a little late. We had a couple of technical difficulties.
Always.
We kind of changing some things around and we're working it out.
Yeah, we're getting it together.
The next week it might be even different. We'll have to see. We might actually be on location somewhere. Who knows?
That's going to be the move, right?
We might be somewhere on location.
That's going to be the move. So we'll
see. We might be somewhere near you. All right.
So, what is tonight's subject or topic?
Oh, tonight's topic. Well, thanks to Alvin from last week. Our recap of last week's conversation was think like a man? Can a woman think like a man, or can a man think like a woman?
Correct.
Which was great. If you missed it, please go to our Candid Conversations page, and you can definitely watch that episode. It is hilarious from the beginning to the end.
Yes.
And I can honestly say I've watched it several times myself and was cracking up.
Yeah, it was good. It was excellent. It was really intriguing. It was very thought-provoking, and it was very perspective. You know, it was from various perspectives, and it kind of led into some other things that were very controversial. So, with that being said, it led into, you said Alvin, right?
Yes.
So it led into Alvin, thanks to our brother Alvin and our family member No, okay. All right. Anyway. School friend, good friend.
And what happened was during the course of the conversation, Alvin posed this question. He said, I forgot now.
Can you, in other words, can you trust your woman?
Can you trust your woman? Can you trust your girlfriend around your man?
Still same thing. Your woman, your girlfriend.
No, because
your boo.
No. Can you trust your girlfriend? That means
your wife.
Your girlfriend means me and my girlfriends. Well, can I trust my girlfriends around my man? And can you guys trust your guy friends around your woman?
Okay. All right. You just kind of changed what I said, but you changed it around, but you said the same thing.
That's what I just said.
I know. We fight like this, because,
You guys have no idea. Behind the scenes.
Yes, Lord.
And then sometimes it just carries over onto the show.
We need to pray, Father, touch us now in Jesus' name. Amen. Anyway, so can you trust your fellas? Can you trust your girlfriend around your buddies, your friends? Can you even trust her around another man with that? And vice versa, women. Can you trust your man around your girlfriends or around another woman? So.
Well, first I just want to say hello, everyone. We want to say hello to Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And hello, Angelo. Hey, Sharita. Thank you, sis. I'm glad you showed. She said this is her favorite Monday night show.
Is this Sharita and Quincy?
Yes.
Hey, Sharita and Quincy.
Glad you guys are able to tune in. Hey, if you guys could share this video, we share this live, we greatly appreciate it. If you haven't, like our Candid Conversations page on Facebook, and we have a Candid Conversations page on Instagram, and you can like that page as well. So, on to tonight's topic. Sharita, I'm gonna need you. So the girls I need my girls with me tonight. I'm sure he's looking for the fellas in tonight as well.
Fellas,
and
bring it.
You got somebody that said, I guess on Periscope, I don't know.
Okay, because she already announced it, so they heard it too. So.
Oh, okay. Hey, Periscope on both pages. Okay, so we don't want to leave anyone out.
Hello, Periscope. Hello, Twitter. Hello, YouTube, and everybody that is watching tonight on my page as well. So again, we do have a page that's connected, a Candid Conversations page on Instagram. So we will get that together, and then we will probably be coming to you on that on next week. But for now, we're going to do it old school.
Hey, Larry.
Old school, new school.
Hey, Latasha from Houston. How are you? I like it that my Houston folks are coming in. I miss y'all. I can't wait to go back.
I don't know. I can't see that far. Anyway, so the systems are far away, and I don't have my phone up on it. My other phone is dead, so I won't be able to see those who are tuning in on Instagram.
This new setup is Wade's idea.
It's nice.
He can't see anything.
I'm not.
I can't see anything from a distance. We both blind sitting up here. But okay.
So if you want to make a comment, you still can make a comment on Periscope or Twitter or YouTube, and we will be able to see it on the screen as we are talking. All right.
And also, let me just throw this out there. Do you like this setup, or do you like the old setup? Get back to us. Let us know.
Okay.
And so Angelo said, Angelo's coming out the gate. He said, without trust, there's not a great relationship between the two. Well, that's true. That's true. But the thing is, there are some people that you can take. I can say this there's some ladies that know what I'm talking about. There are some females you can't take your man around because you know how they are. Some family members too.
But trust is trust.
Well, no, the trust is not. See, remember, the trust is not your mate. Your trust is with your other people. So, do you trust around your friends? Because I'm gonna be honest, I would have a problem with my mate being around certain individuals.
Well, I'm gonna be the advocate for the sake of the show tonight. All right, I'm going to say. If I'm going to exercise trust, right, then I'm going to exercise that trust, whether she's around men that I know that are after her, or men that are like my family. I got 4 brothers, 3 other brothers. One passed away. 5. We had 5. One passed away, but I have 3 other brothers, and I would trust her around him, but it comes. Bottom line is, you have to know that mate. You have to know your woman from a man's perspective, and from a woman's perspective, you got to know your man, and that's who you said it. That's who you put your trust in. Bottom line, but however, temptation is still an issue, right? Because there's nobody that's not tempted. I don't care what you say out there. There is one time or two that you might have gotten tempted. Now, the reason I'm saying this too is because what about when you go to work and he goes to work? All right. And what about when I go to work or my woman go to work, and you have to trust them around their workmates, So a problem comes up. Will she go to date? Will my woman go to lunch with another man?
And would you have a problem with that? If it's
I
a
don't
coworker.
know. And see, that's where that's shaky to me.
How's that shaky?
Well, because I mean, from the advocate standpoint, it wouldn't be a problem because I trust her. But from a standpoint of a person that's not sure, they'll be like, cause see, your woman, you know, I like drop dead gorgeous, beautiful women. Like that's my preference, dark. So if I had my woman and I'm looking at her and I'm going, I'm looking at her going, you look good enough to eat. How many other guys looking at her saying she looked good enough to eat?
I'm not gonna see this face. I'm sorry.
Yes, Quincy, where you at, man? So
He like,
yeah.
okay.
And so your woman walking out, she looking good from a man's standpoint. Now we gonna vice versa this.
Right.
Your man walk out, he dap. Whether he blue collar or white collar worker, corporate America, whatever. He walks out, he's together, boom, he's together, he's smelling good.
I know I like a man that can hang a suit, so I can just only imagine.
Exactly.
Okay.
So a man that can hang a suit, a man that can rock a suit, he going to work, and you know the chicks at the office, ladies, is checking him out. You know they checking him out. However, how are you going to handle that and get through your day?
Okay. That's kind of easy.
Talk up because
That's kind of easy for me because I've gone to lunch with several people that I worked with, and some of them had to be business luncheons that we had to go to, and you had to ride with people, so it wasn't a big deal.
That's okay. So now you got to put that in perspective.
It wasn't a big deal for me, but I didn't have a problem telling my husband that I was going to lunch with people and I was riding with so and so. I didn't have a problem with that. See, it's when you keep stuff and don't tell anybody, and then you may have a corporate event that you wind up going to, and then things come out. So I'd rather my mate know up front what's going on.
Okay. Let's say you get to the corporate dinner or you get to the party, your job gives a party, a banquet. You're there with your spouse, and this guy at the office is always talking to, or this girl is always talking to your husband or your boo, and this guy is always talking to my girl or my boo, right?
Okay.
We get to the place, now we're there together.
Mm-hmm.
They're off having this long conversation. Now they see each other every day at work.
Okay.
But now they have this long conversation, and you're sitting there, but this is your date. This is your woman, your wife,
Right.
your husband, your boyfriend. This is your date, but you're sitting there, and they're off having this conversation with this one person, and they're having a long conversation, drinking, whatever.
You want to know what my response is?
What?
I'll be going over and having a drink with him. Because you're not, if you...
Why?
Why not?
Why?
Because, okay, if I'm going to your corporate event, and I feel like you've been going a little too long, I will sashay myself right on over and join into the conversation.
And that's not trust.
It doesn't. No. It's not about trusting you. No. It's not about trusting you. Because if I see somebody, okay, let's role play. Hello.
Okay.
Role play.
Let's go.
Okay, so you're talking to somebody, and they're like, and they putting their hands all over you. I'm gonna have a problem with that. Not with you per se, with them, because I know men are typically oblivious to the obvious that women can see right off the bat.
Oblivious to the obvious. I like that.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna just nicely walk over and join into the conversation, because first of all, you've been gone too long, and why are you hanging out over at the bar?
Okay.
There's no work going on at the bar.
How do you think that make you look? How would you look in the eyes of your spouse at that point? How would you look in the eyes of that coworker?
Well, it's
Because
all in your approach.
I've been saying,
Hold on.
I was waiting on that.
It's all in your approach.
I was waiting on that.
You don't walk up, well, what y'all talking about? What y'all doing? No. You be very subtle and walk over. Just walk over. Matter of fact, if you don't have a drink, you grab you something from the bar. Have you something in your hand and then you just stand there.
That's going to be obvious.
Not really.
That's going to be obvious. You come
really.
Walking over there
Not
and
really.
you just stand there.
Whoa.
Wait a minute, what Quincy? Quincy, you ain't gave me nothing. What's up, man?
So, I mean, we have, I got, Angelo says, family or friends aren't true. You shouldn't, you shouldn't be worried yet they are. At the point you ask yourself, are they truly your friend or associate? And for your family members, this is unfortunate. And that's just food for thought. Okay. But let me just go on. Basically, I know how to, I've had situations, I sashayed on over there without a problem, honey, and they didn't know. He was oblivious, but I made my presence known.
Okay, so I was watching the movie The Temptations, right? Love that movie. I watched it countless times. I don't even know how many times I watched it. It was at one point I was watching it almost every night. I could probably quote every line. However, there was a part in there where they had the company picnic. Motown had a picnic.
Okay.
And so David Ruffin walks in with Tammy Terrell. And so she says, I'm going to go to get something to eat. You want something? He said, no, go ahead. On the way, she's talking to other Motown executives.
Right.
David Ruffin looks over there and he tells his boy, go get her.
I remember.
You know what he called her,
I
right?
remember.
Right.
I remember.
Go get her. So he goes over there and he gets her. And the guy has to literally drag her away. But all she did was go over there and hug some of the co-workers, some executives that was there.
Okay, but what does that say about him?
Exactly. That's my point.
What does that say about him?
That's my point.
Okay, because he made a scene.
He did make a scene.
Because he grabbed her. He was very physical with her. And he was very jealous. And It didn't matter. He wanted her all to himself. He didn't care whether they were co-workers. It could have been some of the other Temptation members. It didn't matter. He had a problem with her not being up under him.
Well, she came in and hugged some of the other Temptations in the movie. She came in and hugged them first, and then she went over and she was on her way to get some food. And see, me, I tell you what, I wouldn't have bothered it. Now, the movie only shows so much.
Right.
Like, the movie's going to tweak it, but who's to say that she wasn't over there for an extended period of time in real life?
Okay, but okay. We're talking about people in the music industry in that particular instance. They could have been working on a song. They could have been talking about collabing together. We don't know what the actual conversation would have been, but at the end of the day, they were at a picnic, and there was a way to handle that. He was very insecure within himself.
But is it about that more so than it's about what you said earlier? How you handle yourself in that regard. I mean, right. you know that. I mean, if you walk up to a songwriter say, "Hey, I got a song for you. I'm glad you came." Mm-hmm. I was talking to my partner here about we got this song that you will be perfect on. I don't know 100% because the way the movie portrayed it, like she had just went over there,
right,
and he was watching her the whole time. And he got mad, and it showed he got mad instantly.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I don't think she got mad. I don't think he got mad instantly. I think that there had to be a period of time in real life that she spent over there. She was over there for a period of time. She was over there too long. And the guys that she was talking to was handsome guys. At that point, your mind is not thinking of, they say they're going to write you a song. Your conversation is going a little bit too long.
Well, and then if he knows those guys, he knows their MO. as to
You should.
how they move if they've all been on, because they were all on those tours together, all the different groups. So if that was the case, then possibly he would like go get her. But it was the way he said, he called her out her name and said, go get her.
Right.
So there already was a problem with that particular scenario.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a similar scenario that happened to me. I went to breakfast, and then we'll read some comments. I went to breakfast with a friend of mine, and as we were walking in, she saw somebody that she knew, a gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Hey!" and she hugged him, and I spoke, "Hey, how you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
So she was standing there talking, and we went to the table. No, I'm trying to remember. Did we go to the table? I know I went to the table. I went on to the table because at that point, I mean, if I know someone, I'm going to say, "Hey, how's everybody doing?" Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give like quick general comments, and then I'm probably going to move. But you give me your opinion on this. I was sitting at the table for 20 minutes or 25 minutes.
Oh, that's rude. I'm sorry.
Say it loud.
That's rude.
25 minutes.
That's rude.
And
I
then
want to say something else, but that's rude.
And then she comes over and says, "Hey, come here. I want you to meet so-and-so." I said, "No." I said, "I'm not coming over there. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat." And I told her, I said, so when she came back, I was on my phone. And I act the same way. I had got engaged in my phone. I'm Facebooking and Instagramming, and I'm just going through. And I sat there, and then she tells me that I'm rude being on her phone while she's sitting there.
Okay, but she was gone for 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Minutes.
So I was supposed to put the phone down when she came back. But she had been over there with this gentleman 20 to 25 minutes, and she didn't think nothing of it. She didn't think nothing was wrong with it.
That was very inconsiderate. That was very inconsiderate.
So I was made to be this insecure so-and-so.
Oh, you were so-and-so.
Yeah, so-and-so.
Oh.
I was this insecure so-and-so.
Okay.
That, you don't have no self-control. You're not, no self-discipline. And I'm just giving these words, you don't have no trust, blah, blah, blah. So had I been sitting with a woman sitting at the table by herself, and I go over there and I strike up a conversation with her, and I'm there, and I said, "No, you from somewhere," and we talk. How would it be how would it feel with the shoe being on the other foot?
That's a problem. Even if it's just a friend, so because this sounds like it was somebody you were engaged in,
in a relationship. We were pursuing a relationship.
You were pursuing a relationship.
Right.
Okay, but at the end of the day, even if it was just a friend, it's still rude.
Yeah.
On all counts.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a family member. You could have been with one of your children. It could have been anybody, and the outcome would have still been the same. Rude.
Now, here's another scenario. Your ex-man, I'm gonna use you. We're gonna role play. I'm your man. And your ex-boyfriend comes in from out of town.
Okay.
He calls you up. He says, "Hey, I want to see you. I want to take you to dinner." Now he only wants to see you. Right. But you my boo.
Okay.
So he wants to take you to dinner.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna need you all out there, whoever's listening, I'm gonna need you to respond to this, because I guarantee you there are different opinions about this. Do you go to dinner with your ex or a friend, and you got a man or a woman? Do you go to dinner without your man and your woman?
Oh, you want
I know you. I want you to give your opinion first, and then you can look on there and see what Quincy talking about.
Oh yeah, Sharita, Quincy, somebody chime in.
Where's Alvin tonight?
I don't know. I would have to decline. Because first, I would tell you about it. I would mention it to you. I would definitely.
So you speaking from personally?
I would tell you about it. Hey, so and so got in touch with me, and they wanted to meet up. They wanted to go, meet at dinner somewhere, and I would tell you about it.
Okay.
And I would say, but I'm not going to go, because if I'm in a relationship, I have no reason to go. We can talk about, hey, we'll have to catch up another time, whatever. But I'm not going to be able to go.
Okay. So we need some answers. We need some responses out there. Anybody?
Okay. Stanley says absolutely no.
Stan the man.
Thank you, Stanley. He said absolutely not. Okay, so
because I had a girlfriend that you want to read another one.
That was pretty much it.
Okay, because I had a girlfriend that did that.
Let me see. They both think no. That's okay.
Okay, so I had a girlfriend that I was dating. She lived in Mentor, Ohio, and her ex guy was calling. Now mind you, he's got a woman out of town. He's got a woman where he is.
Okay,
but he's coming back in town, and he calls up my girl. And says, hey, I want to meet you for dinner. I want to take you to dinner. And she didn't think anything was wrong with it. I was livid. I was like, no.
She may not have thought anything was wrong with him asking, but did she say she was going?
No, she said she was going.
Oh, well, then there was something there.
Now, mind you, the guy had already said to her that he made a mistake letting her go.
Okay.
Indication.
That's
notification.
That's the conversation.
That's it. Indication, notification that this brother has something up his sleeve for my woman.
But guess what?
Where you going, my woman?
Shut up. Okay.
Gotta fight every night to prove my love. Okay, go
Lord Jesus. Okay. Let us pray. I'm going to say this. If she was decided she was going to go, she told you that she was going to let you know there's a possibility she ain't coming back. That's pretty much what that meant. Because her going to hear what he had to say, she was interested.
That's exactly what I said. She was
interested in what he had to say because he already gave her a heads up. Hey, I want to talk. Because, I call them the MOBs.
What's MOBs?
Missed out brothers. The missed out brothers. Okay, here come Mr. King. Every man should know their woman. Every woman should know their man. If you know that your man or woman would not be okay with you going, then you should respect them. Exactly.
Wow. Now somebody says, I'm trying to read this, and please excuse me, I'm being rude, I know it. Okay, this comes from Ruth Robinson. I would go talk to my friends and address him later. Okay? That's Ruth. Ruth, that's her comment.
Okay, so she said she would go.
She would go and address him. She would go and address her friend. Or she would go and talk to her friends and address her boo later. Am I right, Ruth? Respond to that. Respond to that, because I'm trying to understand if you are talking about addressing your mate, or if you are addressing the people who's asking you to go to dinner. All right. Let's get juicy.
Or is that the comment based on you sitting and waiting in the restaurant while the person you
that might be that
person that you were seeing
that might be that comment. And I apologize, I'm looking at it from a distance, but we're gonna get that together. All right, so let's get juicy. Let's get to the juicy stuff. Yo, girl, and then this happened. These are true stories, I'm telling y'all.
Yeah.
These are true stories. Your man or your woman, husband or wife, goes out of town with another female.
For what?
For whatever.
What you mean, whatever?
Like, for example, one of my exes went out of town with a guy and said that she stayed in the room with him, but they didn't have sex.
What? First of all, why y'all going anywhere?
I'm telling you.
No.
I'm telling you.
No.
that, and I'm throwing it out there because it's these are people. You'll be surprised at how many people feel like it's okay for them to do certain things.
Well, I have my own story. It took everything within me, I promise you. Ladies, have you ever had a waiting to exhale moment?
Well, I see smoke coming out.
and waiting to exhale moment. Let me hear from you. I want to hear from every last lady, whether you on Periscope, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Have you ever had a waiting to exhale moment or wanted to have a waiting to exhale moment? You may not have went through with it, but wanted to have a waiting to exhale moment because somebody did something stupid. Okay. Stanley says she lied. In my opinion, nothing should be done without your boo companion, especially your spouse present. The ex has to realize they're the ex and respect that someone else is in their life. Thank you, Angela. I really appreciate that. Now,
so I am Kimmy Cake says no. You should not go.
Should not go where?
You should not be going out of town.
Should not be going out of town. Did you have a waiting to exhale? See, I'm looking for everybody wanting to have a waiting to exhale moment. Because listen, okay, I'm going to tell you this story and y'all going to be like, wow, this is a true story that happened to me. Okay. My ex-husband.
Don't call no name.
I ain't calling no names. If they know, they already know his name. Anyway, decided we were having some problems and decided to go on a cruise without me. Hello? Right. So.
But y'all was having a problem.
You still living in my house.
Your house or y'all house?
Our house.
Okay. See, when ladies get mad, it becomes their house. Okay. You in my house. Get out of my house.
Ladies, can you hear me? Are you with me on this one? Okay. So we were, it was a week before they were planning a class reunion cruise. And the subject of the cruise that came up before, it was not a good idea. So I found out a week before he was leaving to go on this cruise because he had to tell me. So, needless to say, the first thought that came to my mind was waiting to exhale. Take the clothes, put it in the truck, take it to a lot, set that sucker up. Just light it up. That's how I felt. That's not what I did, though. But it's what I wanted to do. That's how I felt at the time. Because I was hurt. Because that shouldn't be happening. Period. So needless to say, I had to work that out, which I did. And God blessed me after it was all said and done. But stuff happens. And you'd be surprised. And they didn't think nothing was wrong with it until he had to come back. When he had to come back, then he realized, oh, I don't know what I'm coming home to. Exactly.
Was there another woman involved? No.
I'll put it to you this way. I don't know for sure. But I believe that there was. I believe that there was.
So the perception.
Because there were problems going on with infidelity in the marriage.
Okay.
Boom, it's out there. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. But I don't think that you should be going anywhere without your mate. Period. I don't. And I don't think it's okay for you to kick it with your ex-boo or anybody else going on some trip. I don't think that should be happening either.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like there are people. So when last year I went to Atlanta to see my son with my ex, and I had a girlfriend or a so-called girlfriend, and she trusted, she understood, right. But what happened was we had to. Let me give you the scenario. Taking my grandsons back to see their father. And so we all flew out there. I went to see my granddaughter. Hadn't seen her in a while, so I went to see her. And then I caught a flight on into Florida. But I was up front. I was totally up front with, okay, that this is what's getting me having. But see, here's the thing. It was already planned before I got into that relationship. And so my son was expecting me. It was already planned.
Okay, now how long were you into the relationship before you
Only
went on
about
this trip?
only about maybe a month, maybe 2 months. See that, so at that point there has to be like an understanding, because my son lives in Atlanta, Georgia. He lives in Georgia. He's been there. So I wanted to see my son, and I really I wanted to see my son. Like I didn't get a chance to spend a lot of time with him as he was growing up because they moved out of town when he was young.
Okay.
So this was my opportunity to go to see him, but this trip was already planned because we were supposed to go on spring break, which was in March. And so we just changed it. She said, okay, well, we're going to change the time. Got the tickets and everything. We were set to go. And so my girlfriend at the time, she understood, and nothing happened. When we got there, nothing happened. Everything was copacetic, and spent most of the time with my granddaughter. So that was the purpose, going down to spend time with my granddaughter and spend time with my son and things like that. So
now, okay, so since you went with your ex, did you have different rooms?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
I got you.
So but the point is the going part is the main thing.
Well, at least you had, the conversation was up front.
That's my point.
Yeah,
the conversation was up front, and it was up front, and everything was put out on the table. Because I mean, at that point, like I said, the relationship was young, it was real fresh, but it needed to be put out front because. Okay, what you got?
Okay, so Gerald says.
Gerald.
Yeah.
Jay.
Gerald says respect was the issue. Many relationships have little to no respect, and many partners will do what they do because of lack of respect. Thank you, because
absolutely. Absolutely,
okay,
Jay.
so Stanley says when you go out of town with girlfriend or with buddies, something will turn up.
Something will turn up.
Something will turn up.
Yeah, something might.
And a lot of times
Something might turn up depending on how much time you spend. You spending.
Yeah.
The thing of it is, you don't want to go with your ex now. If now let's we gonna get even more juicy, but in a minute. But let's go like this. Let's go like this. If your ex is jacked up,
more juicy.
If your ex jacked up and cross-eyed, looking like cockeyed junior, if your ex is messed up, then guess what? There may not be attraction, but it's still wrong. It's still wrong. At the end of the day, I don't care if she looking like crackhead Annie on the corner. It's still wrong.
Gerald said, I love my cousin. Gerald said, why did he have to go with the ex? Did he need a babysitter? Why couldn't son come and see him?
So my son did come see me. My son came to see me, but it had been maybe a couple of years that passed by, and I didn't have the opportunity to go see him. And so that opportunity arose when I was single. I wasn't with anyone, and we had planned the trip to go down and to go see my son and to drop my grandsons off to their dad, my stepson. So that's how that ended up happening, and it was good. And like I said, I would have to understand if the shoe was on the other foot because I did it. Okay, what Gerald say?
I gotta go back to this one question he asked. Did you need a babysitter?
Well, Gerald. I didn't need a babysitter, but it was something that I had already set in motion. It was something that was already set in motion, and it was only for a couple of days. And I spent down there with my son, and then I went on into Florida.
We ain't needed a babysitter, y'all.
Hey.
Oh, that's funny.
So your girl at home with your best friend. Now here's his other side. Gerald, get ready for this one. Jay, you got jokes, Jay. But look, your boy come by your house, you not there. Your girl let him in. Or, ladies, your girlfriend come by your house and your man there. And your man let her in and wait for you. How do you handle it? What? Come on, let's give it because I think there's certain levels here of trust when a woman knows, like maybe her cousin, maybe she knows this girlfriend, but we've had scenarios where there was mistakes that happened, even though you thought you knew the person. So we know that.
What
but
mistake?
What you mean?
What you mean mistakes happen?
What you think I mean mistakes happen?
That wasn't no mistake.
Because I know, listen, I know a guy that married a woman who he was the people. Well, I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna leave that. Alone.
Mistake.
That was his boy's girl.
Okay, mistake.
That was his boy's girl. He married her. Okay. They got divorced, and he married her.
Okay. Mistake. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Don.
So now you ain't give your rebuttal now. So your girlfriend show up to your house. You're not home yet. Your man at home. And she comes in and she waits on you. When you get home, she's sitting in your house.
The only way that would happen, because people don't just stop by my house. The only way that would happen is if we previously had a conversation. And she got there before I did because we may have had plans to do something.
Okay.
And he had a heads up. Hey, I'm on my way. So and so getting ready to she's probably going to beat me there. Just let her in.
Okay. So she at your house and you get stuck at work. You got to stay at work for another hour because there's a project that got to get finished. And your girl is at home with your man.
Well, no, because
she's looking good.
No, if I had because
hello.
No, see, if I got stuck at work, I would have already made that phone call. Ain't about her go sitting up in my house.
Oh no. She's already there. Y'all knew you had already set it up. Everything was already on the go. Now, before you're leaving, your boss ran in and said, "Hey, this is an emergency. You need to finish this right here."
Okay.
So you're gonna call her and tell her to leave your house?
Absolutely. There's no need for her to be there if I'm not going to be there in the next 15 minutes. There's no reason for her to be there if I'm going to be another hour or possibly longer working on a project at work. Then she has to leave.
That's crazy because she done came 25 minutes out.
Okay, but
it's snowing outside.
Add some extra stuff.
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Different weather conditions.
She's still gonna. Okay.
It's raining.
She got. It's a hurricane.
It's a blizzard.
It's a hurricane happening outside.
She coming to do your hair.
That doesn't work for me.
You gonna stay right here.
It still doesn't work for me.
Pick up your supplies and get out. She said.
I don't have them kind of problems with my hair, so that still wouldn't work for me. No, she would have to leave.
Okay.
And if she's a real friend, she wouldn't have a problem. Oh, girl, okay, all right. We'll have to reschedule another time. All right. Talk to you later.
Yeah. See, I have a problem when when I was married, one of my friends came over my house, knew I was at work, and came over and took my wife grocery shopping and hung out with my wife. I was livid because she didn't tell me until I got home. She didn't call me on the phone to say, "Hey, so-and-so came by. And do you mind if he takes me to the store, or do you mind, blah, blah, blah." And I would have said, hell no. Hell to the no.
let us know how you really feel. Okay, so Gerald said, beat her and beat his and respect. You should also be on your friends for dropping in and you're not at home. Well, see, that's just it. Nobody drops in. I don't play that. You can't don't just drop by my house. I don't play that crap.
Well, I've had people that drop by my house.
Well, then you need to stop that. Or did you give
Well,
them
I'm
a
just
drop?
saying.
Or did you give them a drop?
Oh, but I'm funny acting when I do that. I'm funny acting when I say don't stop by my house unless you call.
Well, I think that's the more respectful thing to do. Don't just stop by someone's house without calling. Because there's a possibility you may be doing something. There's a possibility. Heck. Okay.
Another scenario.
There's another scenario. Now, Wade is a very nice looking young man. And he has a lot of friends. So, there's a possibility anybody can stop by your house.
They ain't got my address.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Whoever has my address, right.
Listen, I'm just playing. But I'm just using him as a
they got it from me.
Okay, so you have a friend that stopped by. It doesn't mean anything. And then somebody else just come rolling over. Hey, I just thought I stopped by, but then you sitting on the porch talking to somebody. Like, and then you be like, oh, hey. And then you be like, well, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
you know, that's when it becomes very awkward.
That's a little awkward.
And then somebody might have a little attitude, whether it be the one on the porch or the one in the car. It really depends.
Well, okay, so the one on the porch will say, why is she even stopping by here? And be like, okay, and see, my response is, first of all, I don't control what other people do. Number one. I don't control what other folk do. If somebody come by my house and unannounced, I'm going to politely say, hey, I have company right now. I'll talk to you later.
Right.
I'm not going to be rude about it. But the one that you're sitting up on the porch with might feel like you need to be rude. And I'm not rude. I'm not a rude person. Not unless I really need to be rude to somebody that I need to be rude to that's not getting the point.
Right.
But I'm overall a nice person. So I'm going to be like, well, listen, I'll get back to you later because I have company right now.
Right.
So I think that's the proper thing to do.
Absolutely.
And the person that pulled up at your house unannounced should understand, oh, you got company right now.
Right. They should.
They should.
They should, but everybody doesn't.
But everybody doesn't. We know that. We know that.
They don't.
So
that's why I prefer you call first. Because I don't do the drive-by. I don't like the drive-by. So, and I got that honestly from my mother. But it is not about the drive-by. Call first. See if I'm here. See if I'm available. You know, I might be doing something. I might be having my kitchen redone. You never know.
Right.
You might be right in the middle of, like, you just did a lot of yard work. So, if you get your home. Mm-hmm. So, you might be right in the middle of digging up or digging something out or whatever. Or planting or whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. And you're not in the mind frame of company.
Exactly. Oh my God.
You're dirty. You're trying to get finished.
Yes.
And because you know, you keep busy.
Yeah. And so, I stay busy. Yes, I do.
Hey, Pam. Oh,
is that Pam?
Wade was waiting on you, honey.
Oh my God. You know what, Pam? You know what, Pam? You missed the last show, Pam. I was calling your name, Pam. I call your name, Pam. Pam, you let me down, girl. You let me down.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh. Okay, so Gerald said you can control your dog and not your friends. That was a question. Time for some new friends. Friends need to learn to adjust to the chain of command. Wife, husband, kids, boyfriend, or girlfriend, whichever comes first. I know that's right.
I like that, Jay. And so you have to be specific, and it has to be known what your situation is. And that's what I said about this. One woman said that she goes over her friend's house. He's a male and she's a female. And she was able to walk in his house like she had a key. And his wife was sitting in there. His wife did not like her. She did not like the friendship that they had. But he sat up there and allowed it.
Okay, then his wife's problem is with him.
Exactly, but her
problem is with him. But I would have to check her.
Come on.
I'm sorry. Because you're not gonna walk in my house unannounced like you live there and you're not paying no bills. You're not gonna do that.
I think we two in agreement with that. You can't come and tell me who I can have. First of all, if okay, let's say if I'm not married. Hey,
Calvina.
And
I got a number of H-Town people in the house. Okay, go ahead.
And I'm paying bills. You're not gonna just walk up in my house. Now, if I invite you, that's a different story. If I invite you to say you can stop and drop by anytime, but if I don't invite you, then you cannot just drop over my house. I really don't like people just dropping over my house. I really want you to call me and let me know. Then I can tell you what my situation is at that time.
Absolutely.
But whether I have young ladies that I grew up with that are like family members. They don't come dropping by my house when they get ready. If they're riding up the neighborhood, which a lot of them been in the neighborhood, if they've been in the neighborhood and they see me sitting on a porch, they'll blow the horn and they'll pull over and say, "Hey, what's going on?" And then I'll introduce them to, if I'm with someone, I'll introduce them to them. And then to me, that's okay. But I'm talking about where you set out to come to my house unannounced. Because we were good friends coming up. Yeah.
Even if you're in the neighborhood, everybody has a cell phone. Call.
But you're already outside and they see you.
I'd just have to honk my horn and keep it pushing.
Okay.
Now, and if
that's what you would do, but they may not do that.
Now, if they wave and say, "Hey, come up, hey," then I'll be like,
"Oh, okay,
story, that's
right.
a different story. That's an invitation
to
stop by." But just to stop by to be stopping by, no, thank you.
And the woman said this. She said, "I don't care. I don't care." This is what she said. "I don't care what that woman think because me and him was friends before they got married." And I'm like, but I told her, I said, but that's his wife.
Oh,
they're married.
They're married. You wrong.
You cannot just walk in somebody's house.
You wrong.
That's disrespecting that woman.
Very disrespectful.
Very
disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And very disrespectful. And I would have, after I said something to him, because he probably felt uncomfortable with dealing with it, because that's what men do. He felt uncomfortable dealing with it. Some won't. And then she's going to have to take matters into her own hands and say, "Hey, I need to have a conversation with you. You know, we're married now. This is our home. And I'm sorry, you can't just stop by. You will need to call before coming by if we are available. That is if we are available.
Mm-hmm.
But you no longer have the rights to come into this house. And if you have a key, I would like that key right now."
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, I'm pretty no nonsense about stuff. Gerald said, "There are men and women out there that want to be the other one, the other woman, or the other man." Well, see, now that's another show talking about the side piece.
We did the side piece, didn't we?
No, not really.
We did the 80-20.
We did the 80-20. Yeah, well, we kind of touched on the side piece, but that's
you can do
another animal about the side piece.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
About the side
that makes sense,
but
girl.
Yeah, some of them do want to be the side piece, and they'll see what some. Okay, let me go there. What some people will do, men and women alike. Women sometimes more so than men. But what happens is if they can't get that man to be with them, they will befriend them. And so they become the best bosom buddy. And then they'll create a relationship in their mind with a man that does not even want anything to do with them. Mm-hmm. And that happens. They'll create a fantasy. They'll create a relationship in their mind. Oh, what do you think he want me to do this? What do you think he'll like that? And he's like, we just bosom buddies. In his mind. But then if he has a woman in his life, she gonna read the sign and be like, baby, she wants you. She wants you and she wants you bad. Because we pick up on all that.
Yeah.
We do.
Absolutely. So now, we getting ready to, because we going into the 9 o'clock hour. Okay, so we need to wind this up. Watch this. How about this for the next show? Let me tell you, come here.
Oh! Oh!
Is that a good one? I want to put it out there before.
I need to pray about that one.
You gonna pray about it first?
I need to pray about that one.
Okay, so what we'll do
that was kind of deep. We're
gonna post on the Instagram. I'll post it on my personal Instagram, and she'll post it on her personal Instagram, and then we'll post it on the Candid Conversations Instagram. This particular subject, if we decide that we're gonna do it. But this one right here, this subject right here, I'm telling you, and I think it needs to be done. I really do. I think it needs to be done, but I'll wait. We'll conversate. We're going to conversate, and we're going to come to an agreement.
Pushing the envelope a little bit. That was going to make a few people a little uncomfortable.
Well, that's the whole point.
That's an uncomfortable subject, but know
that's
what?
the whole point of this show.
I'm going to say something about that.
Don't say nothing yet.
I'm going to hold it.
Hold your peace. Because we need to do that, because look at you crunching. We need to do that one.
Woo, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Matter of fact, I know some people that will chime in on that for the mere fact that it's happened to them, or they know someone it's happened to. And and if y'all need prayer afterwards, we're going to pray for you.
Yeah. That's going to be a juicy. It's going to be a juicy one. That one's going to be good. We need to do that. I'm going to talk her into it. Yeah. See, she's blowing. She's smoking. I'm telling you, that's a good one.
That one is...
Because I'm talking about from a personal perspective as well. So I'm not talking about something that I just see. I'm talking about something I experience.
Well, okay, let me say this. I can't say anything, unfortunately.
Right, you can't say nothing yet.
I can't say anything, unfortunately. But, woo!
Yeah.
You know what? We might have to be strapping up after that.
Let's strap.
I'm gonna have to have your back, and you're gonna have to have mine. Because that was gonna be kind of whoo.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, this was a great night, and we thank you for tuning in to Candid Conversations tonight. And we want to thank Periscope, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Hey, one more thing. We want you guys to like our new Candid Conversations page on Facebook. Numbers are growing because soon we will only be streaming on, as far as Facebook goes, on that particular page so that we can read all of the comments collectively. And we're going to try to do that next week. And so we need y'all we don't want you to miss out. And then we have a Candid Conversations Instagram page as well. I got to work the kinks out for that so we can stream on that page as well. So we're really getting it out there. We're getting a lot of hits. People are watching, and we're glad that we're growing. So continue to grow with us, and we appreciate you. And till the next time, this is I'm Valarie Jefferson.
And I'm Wade Howard.
And this is Candid Conversations.
Peace.